Alright, hello everyone. I'm going to be starting out today since World of Tanks isn't currently online. It's updating. I'm starting out here with Dreadnought, as you can see. Yeah, more or less, the server should be up here fairly soon. I was just kind of playing a battle here to refresh myself since I haven't been in Dreadnought for a couple weeks here, but yeah, hopefully the server gets up before kind of the stated time for it to come back up is 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, but usually it pops up a little bit before then. But yeah, tanks in space. I was gonna hop into World of Warships, to be honest, but they actually have a patch as well going on. Their estimated time for being back up was basically 2 minutes from now, but you know, the server's not online there, so I decided to hop in here. So you're gonna get, you know, a few battles in Dreadnought here. Right, I need to help this guy because he's taking a lot of damage. Nice to see everybody though. Currently I'm in a tactical cruiser. I'm trying to basically I'm up to tier 3 ships. I have 3 different ones to where it goes up to tier 5 in this game instead of 10. But right now, all my tier 3 ships are basically stock, so I'm at a little bit of disadvantage fighting in some matches here, which I'm about to get nailed by a torpedo. Here's coming right at me, it looks like. Alright. Yep, I'm a little bit too far out here. I'm gonna... Oh lord. Yeah, I'm gonna die. I need to try to run away. Right now our team, I don't know why I decided to hop into a tactical cruiser, but yeah, our team is a little bit too many of them. I was gonna say it's showing up laggy, it shouldn't. But hopefully the audio and everything's working out alright. Alright, I'm gonna swap over... Well, no, I'm gonna hop into actually a tier 4 ship. Here we go. No, never mind, we lost. Well, oh well. Yeah, but I tried. I didn't exactly do too well this match, so yeah, I was towards the bottom here. You know, pretty much the way the game works is you know, you're slated tier 1 to tier 3 for battles, tier 3 to, or no, tier 2 to tier 4 you fight against, and then tier 4 and 5 the way their matchmaking works. So when you're at tier 3, you tend to see a lot of tier 4 ships, and yeah, sometimes it's a little bit hard to fight against them. Need to claim a couple of these. It's kind of like, it's basically like personal missions they have. I'm gonna see if I can hop into a... nah, I'll play another veteran match here. Hello, Leith. I know. I'll hop over to World of Tanks once the server comes up. Or, you know, I might, if it takes a while, I might actually hop into World of Warships, to be honest, too. That's what I was gonna hop into, just because I haven't played that in a while. But yeah, their server's down as well. The only Wargaming NA, the only NA server up for Wargaming was whatchamajayga, World of Warplanes, but there was not enough people on there. I'll hop into this guy. It depends, Mr. Bone. I would say it's comparable to World of Tanks as far as, you know, being able to turn down the settings, but yeah, you can crank it all the way up. But I can turn down, if you're saying it looks like there's FPS problems, I honestly don't see it. Alright, I'll wait until I die or something. But yeah, at least on my end, it doesn't look like my FPS is stuttering. It might just be OBS a little bit, since alright, so this is a little bit different than the mode I was just in. This is basically team elimination. So we start out not knowing what the enemy has, and pretty sure last stream I forgot that this mode was actually a mode. So once you die in this mode, you're pretty much out for the round, and it's the best of 3.
Nuke targeting enemy ship.
Oh, thanks, Gunner.
Launchers are locked, ready to launch.
Right, I don't want to waste my tactical
We have a nuke locked and ready,
nuke
Captain.
in the beginning. It has a pretty hefty reload on it.
All vessels, we've got an enemy contact. Vulture missiles locked on. Vulture missiles have a clean shot.
Alright,
Vultures
unfortunately,
are locked, ready to launch.
yeah, I'm stuck.
Activating primary
Actually,
weapons, Captain.
alright, I'm gonna...
Support fire needed over here.
That little bugger is pretty annoying fighting against Corvettes, they're called. I've actually got a...
We've lost our first ship.
Yep, and we're... It's just, this mode is a little bit different than the other ones since you can't respawn. People tend to play it very campy. It's called Dreadnought. Basically, World of Tanks is currently down, so literally impossible for me to play it on the NA server, and I don't have an EU client, so yeah. So starting out with Dreadnought here, and for anyone who's, you know, eventually going to be watching this as a replay,
Missiles have a clean shot. Vulture missiles locked on.
you know, it should pop over to World of Tanks.
Active fire on this target.
Alright, I'm gonna
Launching vulture missiles.
load off all my stuff here.
Exo shell is still respooling. System drained. Starting cooldown.
That did it.
Got
Hostile
him.
destroyed.
I'm currently kind of sandwiched a little bit. But yeah, if anything's wrong, like I'll take a look at my graphic settings to see if I can fix if there's any FPS problems, because it has received a few updates since I last streamed this, so it might have just made it a little bit more
Reactor is overheating. Putting
resource intensive. Alright, that little bugger is getting annoying.
exo shell disengaged. Confirmed. Enemy ship destroyed. Let's keep this up.
Yeah, if the audio is too loud, I can turn it down, stuff like that. Just let me know, guys. It's a little bit hard setting up for multiple games.
Down to 3 ships, Captain.
Alright, I'm not too concerned about those missiles. I'm mainly concerned about this guy.
Exo shell
Alright.
engaged. System drained.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt a little bit, but got that ship out.
Activating.
Understood. Swapping to primary weapons, Captain.
Full power to maneuver.
Boost a little bit. These are the players that died, these little names floating around. They're in very, very tiny ships. It's kind of something to keep you occupied until the next round starts.
Countermeasures.
Alright,
Amplifying
there
weapons
we go.
I
fire a nuke at him, but I don't know how, if it's gonna hit him or not. It gives you a really big warning before a nuke lands, so.
Enemy warheads locked on our position.
Alright, killed him. That was that big, basically the big explosion. They're not like the end-all be-all, but they do a lot of damage from when people are camping. They're essentially like the artillery of this game. If the team's all camping together, it causes a ton of damage to grouped up ships. Alright, sounds good, Randall, thanks. Alright, so unfortunately since we won this round, the way this works, we're not able to change any of our setups for how you win. The losing side for this round can change their ships around. So, yeah. But currently right now, I think last time I streamed I mentioned, right now Dreadnought, you know, it's basically released in a way on PC. It's still technically like a beta, but it's actually out on PS4 now too. It's entirely free to play. Unlike World of Tanks, it does have like it's called an elite account, so like a premium account, more experience, more credits. And it has premium ships, they're called hero ships. More or less, they don't earn any more credits or anything. Basically, they are just fully kitted out, same tier ships. Not any better than other ones. Actually, I would say they're a little bit worse, just because you can customize them to your liking. They have a stock, not a stock, but they have a predetermined layout. But basically they're just for filling out your fleet if you don't have, say, all tier 4 ships, stuff like that. And also free experience, gathering that to convert it. But the majority of the stuff in this game, which is why initially it attracted me, outside of just the gameplay, was, screw it, I'll fire a nuke. Is that most of the stuff for sale in this, outside of the elite accounts, comes through cosmetic items. Ah, I missed him. Yeah, maybe it hit somebody else. So you can change everything from like things on your ship to different camouflages, stuff like that. I'm starting to take a little bit too much damage here. Let's get my little anti-laser or anti-missile thing going. But yeah, this is World of Tanks 9.20, guys. In case anybody late to the stream here, Wargaming decided to go all in. Yeah, I would assume basically World of Tanks NA, it should be up. I don't think it'll reach the full 1030. It should be up here, I would guess. Maybe another half hour or so. Uh-oh. Yep, just missed me there. Really need to get this guy out. Here we go. Whew, got missed by another big missile there. Yeah, we got new maps. You know, they decided to go up to tier 11 now. That would be hilarious if they did something like that. I forgot all about you. I am gonna fire a nuke at you and hope that you are dumb enough to stay there. You probably won't be, but uh-oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my shield up for that one, because I plan on going around here to get him. This is, basically there's 4 classes. This is a Dreadnought. There's Destroyers, which are basically slightly weaker than Dreadnoughts. And, you know, they have longer weapon ranges. He jumped away. And then you have Corvettes.
Requesting fire at this
Or no, actually there's 5 classes. You have Corvettes, which are basically lights, very fast, really annoying because they can warp and jump and jam you and stuff really quickly.
Amplifying weapons,
I was reloading. Then you have tactical cruisers. They can heal you, they can debuff enemies, they can damage enemies. Essentially they have very weak lasers though. And then there's what are they called?
Amplifying weapon system.
Artillery cruisers, basically long range arty. Everyone's favorite.
System drained.
One important thing is to manage the right bar with the little energy.
warheads locked on our position.
Amplifying
There we go. The energy on the right side of the center. I was not managing that very well. It lets you boost to go faster, put shields up, put more energy into your weapons to do a lot more damage. So I was kind of screwing up there. Levi, he's not any worse. He's just, it's still kind of a wait and see thing. Thanks for asking, William. But it's kind of a wait and see. His foot, you know, the thing's still there. It's not getting any worse. Not really better in a way. So, it's, you know, it's gonna take a few weeks to see if it does anything. So not a bad match. I got 5 kills, 0 deaths, 4 assists. And we only lost 1 guy the whole time. That was a pretty easy round for us there. Which, if anybody, you guys can, if you'd like, since I will be getting to World of Tanks at some point, you can request tanks if you'd like. Alright, so let me see if I can upgrade this any. Nah, there's nothing really that I want to upgrade. Whoops. I still have to get used to the different user interface here. Alright, I'll just pop into here.
Spinning up a caste.
But more or less what they did with basically they implemented something like a 2 times that Wargaming has for your first win. It's called battle bonus. With that, more or less, you gain, it's a lot more. It's like plus it basically affects a lot of different things, from experience to credits, free experience, stuff like that for your battle. And the cooldown for not being elite is 20 minutes for, you know, each individual fleet down here: recruit, veteran, legendary. I don't add ships to that because I don't have any tier 5s. And if you're elite, that pops it down to 10 minutes. So essentially you're always going to have it when you're elite. But yeah, it's just a little bit different model, to where it's not once a day. It's basically, you know, a very short cooldown with it. So I guess it's, well, part of the reason they took out all maintenance costs, so it doesn't cost anything. Whereas before, not that, you know, I've played this a ton, but before, when you played this, you got charged, you know, credits basically for flying a ship, which was stupid based off of your tier. They removed that completely, so there's no costs for playing. So you can do very poorly, you can do very well, and the costs aren't changing based off of how many ships you die in, stuff like that. It just basically is to reward people, and in a way, with their reward having a cooldown of 10 or 20 minutes depending on your account, basically dissuades people from joining a battle, dying right away, say if it's like team elimination in that last one, and jumping out into another battle right away, because it, you know. I do not, Xavier. Game looks interesting. I know a lot of people play it, but yeah, I still don't have a ton of time to try new or different games. Honestly, the next game that's different that you might see me stream is Destiny 2 when it comes out for PC in early October. Right now there's a beta going on for it.
Hostile contact sighted.
So either that or I've been an alpha tester for a while. They finally lifted the oh god, this guy's dead. I don't know why he jumped out there. They lifted the NDA on it for Total War Arena. I've been in the alpha test for, it feels like a year now, but I might you know, make videos and stream that every now and then once that gets a little bit closer to release, because that's a pretty fun game. It definitely, you know, it's made by not Wargaming, but a company basically contracted and working with Wargaming. They're helping publish it, where it does draw very heavily from say World of Tanks model, stuff like that. But that game, it's pretty fun. It's not always easy. For people who don't like relying on their teams, it is very team dependent. Bonjour, Cyrno? Excuse my French. Hello, Andrew. Yeah, nice to see you. I saw you type something earlier about that too. Hopefully Wargaming gets the servers up here for tanks soon. Not that tanks in space every now and then isn't very... It's not boring to me. I think this game's it's a nice little change. If you like World of Tanks, like World of Warships, stuff like that, it's a nice blend of the two. Even though this view right now, sometimes aiming up and down, is definitely a little bit weird. It looks like I'm just randomly shooting from nowhere, based on the camera. But trying to keep this guy alive, which the enemy team, oh god, we're about to get nuked, it seems like. Seems like the enemy team just wants to shoot him. Yes, this is Dreadnought. Hello, Rich. Yeah, this guy is literally soaking up all the damage. Are they shooting anybody else now? Yep. Eventually the enemy teams typically learn that, you know, if you shoot the people healing the enemy ships, like they're shooting me now. Yeah, he's dead. You know, if you shoot the guys that are actually repairing the guy you're trying to kill, typically it works out a little bit better. Need to reposition myself a little bit here. No, I didn't dodge these well enough here. That still hurt a little bit, but not that bad. They're still trying just to plow through. It seemed like I was getting shot from over here, but no. The HD maps will come eventually. Uh-oh, he's almost... Nah, he died. Damn it. I was a little bit too worried about my position. We're actually tied, which I'm a little bit surprised. Let's get this guy alive. Oh shit, he warped the wrong way. He should have popped out to my left, but he went the other direction. Alright. That's a problem. The HD maps, I would guess that they're going to be coming, I would guess, November. Don't quote me on that. That's my guess on things. We just had... That guy just ran out there. He's in a... I don't think I'm going to be able to... No. He's in an artillery cruiser. The guy that just ran out in front, basically. Yeah, those things die pretty quickly. I don't think he's going to be out there for very long. we're starting to lose here. Unfortunately, you know, I don't want to just run out and die. It's not like you can run back and switch ships without dying. But I wish I could get into something to do some damage, because it doesn't seem like my team's able to kill very many people right now. Alright, I'm just trying to get myself behind. I see all these missiles coming towards me. There we go. One hit me, but that's not too bad. Oh shit. I'm trying, dude.
Negative, Captain. Still in cooldown. Captain, the pod's in place. Reloading launcher. Stand by.
Engaging.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to get him. We'll see though. Oh shit, they just jumped right out.
System drained.
Right out in front of us here. Not to get your hopes down, but I would not expect any brand new maps in World of Tanks for a while, unless they're tied to the 30v30 mode. Alright, I'm gonna try to get within range here.
Putting energy system offline.
Enemy warheads locked on our position.
Multiple impacts detected. Sending
Oh, that might kill me. Abort!
amplifying weapons.
Understood. Swapping to primary weapon.
There we go. Killed him.
System drained.
I was about to say, one of my modules that you see up top, the weapons pulse, I think it's called, that
Getting killed out here.
that helps killing enemies in a way. It messes up their modules. As far as how I understand it. Unfortunately, you can't really see what each individual thing does in the battle if you forget.
System offline.
But more or less, you know, World of Tanks, they're working on the... Basically, they call it HD maps, but it's really just a new graphics render, which primarily helps how maps look. It is going to actually affect, you know, tanks and more than just maps.
System drained. Systems depleted, Captain. Sending pulse countermeasures.
But it is definitely going to be sometime this year. I don't think they would delay it any longer.
Ship is damaged, Captain. Deploy repair pod. Aye, Captain. System drained. Amplifying weapons. Aye.
Yeah, this isn't working out too well. I'm dead. But I would say any new, like brand new maps we've never seen before, that'll come out when it comes to the 30v30 modes. Whew, that's really loud. Alright, so I'm gonna switch into what's called the Morning Star. I think we need, this is a hero ship, but it's one of the only tier 4s I have, so let's switch into this bugger, because my team needs... Yeah, we're down a person too, which sucks. But our team needs something.
Enemy warheads locked on
Holy
our
crap.
position. Lock on confirmed.
Amplifying weapon systems.
You heard the
Pull him in with a tractor beam here.
Activated.
Flechettes have positive.
Amplifying. Fusion reactor is overheating.
Turn.
System offline. We've been hit hard. Deploy damage control teams. System drained. Cycling.
Screw this guy up. Ah, no, I thought he was gonna ram me.
Put an end to
There we
that
go.
pile of scrap.
Whew, we basically spawned right on top of each other. Uh-oh.
looking good out there, Captain.
There we go. Need to come up with some stuff for Dreadnought, for phrases. This thing's nasty if people get up close to it. You see all the guns on the side. That guy was just a little bit too far away.
Aye, Captain. Engaging.
Try to pull him in with a tractor beam. He's probably like, why can't I move?
Missiles incoming, Captain.
There's a big old missile coming towards me here.
Reloading.
Oh, hey, little bud. Sorry. Alright. I'm actually gonna warp here. This is probably not in my best interest, but my team is not doing too well here.
Amplifying weapon systems. Multiple impacts detected.
Yeah, I know.
We've got a lock. Firing broadside.
Shield activated.
Give us some time to rearm the flechettes. Broadside, we've got a lock.
Took their healer out, but I don't know.
I captain. Activating.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to warp.
Got it, Captain.
Warp? No, I'm dead. Heal, bud. Let me...
Not looking good out.
My team's not doing well, so I'm just gonna hop into a Corvette just to switch things up a little bit. I don't think I'm even gonna be able to get into the... Like, this thing has mines, you can cloak.
Engaging cloak.
I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to get into the fight, because basically they just need to kill one more ship.
Full power to maneuvering thrusters. Pulse
Corrupt
countermeasures. Aye,
him,
Captain.
drop some mines.
Deploying nanomines.
Cloak has collapsed. Amplifying weapons. Aye.
Clean hit.
Yay, I killed him. Don't think that's gonna help my team though. Win at least.
Firing
Full power to maneuvering thrusters.
thrusters overheated, Captain.
Corvettes are pretty much the hardest class to play, which is why I don't usually go into them, because it can be struggle city playing these things,
Amplifying weapons. Aye.
or it can be very rewarding.
Enemy ships going down.
Most of the time though, I'm just running into things.
Enemy missiles incoming, Captain.
Uh-oh, somebody's shooting at me, but it's over. Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit too late there. Okay. I actually did the best on my team. Which not to say it's a bad thing that I did pretty well, but usually, you know, I'm not very good at Dreadnought in any means compared to some of the people that play this a lot, so granted we were down a person, so yeah. Anyway, I was just checking to see if World of Tanks or World of Warships was up. Not exactly sure if World of Warships was up though. I'm just kind of poking around on forums. Alright, so
The nav beacon.
I'd like to get into it's called up here Onslaught. I like that mode pretty much the most out of all of them. Pretty much like team deathmatch, you can respawn, but there's a capital ship on each side that each team's playing to defend and also destroy for the other side. But I was actually gonna hop into World of Warships too, since they just released British battleships, I believe, today. So it's something to where I know some people here play World of Warships. Here we go. Yeah, I had it all planned out to where World of Warships was supposed to be down till 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They switched it overnight to 9 a.m. and yeah, it wasn't up by the beginning of the stream, so hey, I got Onslaught. Awesome. So I'm just gonna hop into my Chernobog, I think it's called. Yeah, or Chernobog. I don't know. I don't even know what. There's 3 different factions in this game, but they're, you know, it's not like they're based off of nations on Earth. It's more or less just, I think one's Jupiter Arms, then there's like a pirate faction, and I forget, like a high-tech one too. Which I was on World of Tanks last night for a little bit grinding. Getting pretty close. I'm within, I think, like 40,000 experience for the WZ-111 5A. And I'm also getting fairly close to the AMX-30 prototype.
Full power to maneuvering
Right.
thrusters.
We're locked on, Captain. Understood. Swapping to primary weapons, Captain.
I don't want to start shooting at things when I pretty much have no chance to hit that.
Lock on confirmed. Vultures are locked, ready to launch. Vulture missiles.
Yeah, that's what.
System drained.
I think that'll be the next tier 10 I get. The WZ-111 5A. Alright. It's just we've seen a few of their ships, but not enough to. Alright, this guy looks like he's just gonna push head in, so I'll help deal with him.
Aye, Captain. Activating.
Solid lock. Vulture missiles.
I think he's like, oh, it's the command ship. I'm just gonna go in and kill it.
Clean hit. Target
Nope.
going down.
It doesn't work that way, dude.
Locked on to target.
Yeah, they're the AI ships, those really small ones. This guy's actually doing the same thing. Okay. I don't think that's gonna work out too well for you. It is not World of Tanks now. I'm waiting for the World of Tanks servers to come up.
Firing.
Amplifying weapons. Aye.
Ah, crap. They should be up here fairly soon. Oh, dude.
Primary
Oh,
weapons,
shit.
Captain.
That's my own teammate. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Countermeasures.
Crap, there's a lot of missiles. Let's move right out in front of them. That makes complete sense.
Aye, Captain. Reinforce.
Yeah, the tier 10 Chinese heavy tank, WZ-111 5A.
System drained.
That's what I'm working for. Alright, I'm taking way too much damage here.
Engaged. Defenses reactivated.
Fortunately, that guy kind of rammed me into the wall, so didn't really have anywhere to go. Thanks, dude. That was awesome. I thought it was a freaking enemy because certain ships, they have a ramming ability where it just once you press it, you fly forward, and you pretty much can't stop. So that's what I thought was going on, but no, it was my own teammate. I think usually they come up before their scheduled time, but you never know. The draw to 111 5A, it's awesome. It's pretty much better than the, you know, it's the WZ-111 1.4 at tier 9. A lot of people like it doesn't have a ton of armor for heavy, but it's got a pretty good turret for armor. But it's got mobility and a killer gun, which the 111 5A basically ramps that up to tier 10 levels. And it also, its armor, while not say as good as the IS-7s, it's close enough to where it's a pretty damn good tank. But pretty much just having a really good gun on a heavy with high alpha, with mobility, and a little bit of armor sprinkled in. Kind of confused where my team's kind of setting up to attack these guys. Well, the WZ-111-5A, I wouldn't say it's good gun depression. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not enough to fight on hills. Alright. Holy crap. Yep. Say he's gonna be shit. I tried to use the tractor beam a little bit too late there. Because compared to the last dreadnought I was in, this thing is extremely slow. Gotta be worried because they have 2 Corvettes near me. Pull them closer. Oh god. I've got a ship behind me. A ship in front of me. I don't think I'm gonna survive for long here, so I'm just gonna jump in. So I'm about to get missiles from behind.
Shield activated. Jump complete. Jump cooling down. Amplifying weapons, aye.
Flechettes launched, Captain.
We've been hit hard. Damage control teams dispatched.
Come on.
The enemy's command ship has been destroyed.
I definitely didn't destroy it, but hurry up. I want to release my I'm too far away for them.
You heard the captain.
Try to pull them in here. The scatter gun is really, there we go. I just got it, but it was a little too late. It has really short range, unfortunately. Yeah, the restaurant's still busy here for, like, it's basically, this is the last week where it's like busy for normal service, and then that one guy in the center, that's kind of the custom stuff that you can purchase for basically gold in game. Olawan, yeah, you can basically paint your ship different colors. But yeah, then come September, we're really busy with parties and stuff. So it's a different kind of busy. A ton of weddings and stuff like that. Alrighty then.
Full power to maneuvering thrusters.
We're pretty far ahead. Killing these little things sometimes. Oh god.
Pulse countermeasures, aye, Captain. Pulse
I don't know how well I'm gonna be out shooting another Corvette, as evidenced by me running into the frickin' wall here. I'm gonna cloak myself before I get myself completely killed. Please don't shoot me.
Deploying nanomines.
Here we go.
Aye, Captain. Activating.
Thanks.
Recharging cloak. Gonna take a minute. We're getting killed out here.
Yes, we are.
Contact eliminated. That destroyer is scrap, Captain.
Alright, let's boost out of here. I actually haven't played this ship very much, but I actually kind of like it. It doesn't have most of these have warp drives on them that help you evade enemies, but so far so good.
Float nanomines. Cloak activated.
Multiple impacts detected.
Got myself in a little bit of a pickle.
Fusion reactor is
I kind of wasted my mines too, because they're gonna run away.
Thanks for the assist.
Pulse countermeasures, aye, Captain. Pulse generator recharging.
Not actually able to hit him very well.
Full power to maneuvering thrusters. Recharging cloak, Captain.
Releasing nanomines. Forward thrusters at maximum.
Stand by for reprime.
Our command ship has been downed.
I really should not be driving this at times.
System drained.
He's actually warping away. Yeah, we won now. Oh god. Yeah, the mines, they deal quite a bit of damage. But you gotta get in pretty close to actually set them, unless, you know, people actually running to where you need them to be. That's unless you're right on them. But not a bad match. I'm just checking to see if I can swap over. Like, grant, I'm having a blast playing Dreadnought here, but just seeing if World of Warships is up, to be honest, because just because I'd be able to get a couple battles in there too. Doesn't look like it though. It might be though. I just don't want to. Maybe it is up. Actually, I'm kind of terrified to check it here. Let me see. We'll see if it see if I'm able to log in here for World of Warships. Alright, but before I log out here, I'm just waiting to see if it actually logs in for World of Warships over on this side. It's trying. Yep, seems like World of Warships is up. So why don't I hop over there, give that a go. I guess I need to swap things here. It's only gonna take me a second here. Boop, World of Warships. I'm getting a little bit better at switching between games here. There we go. So, World of Warships, yeah, the server just came up for this. Since the last time I've played this, you know, I haven't kept a huge eye on things, but yep, they released basically the British battleships in today's patch. Fortunately, I don't have any I don't have any time to grind out all that stuff. So I'm just gonna hop into the oops, I am completely there we go. I'm like, where are my ships? Completely lost. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to hop into. Why don't I hop into the Nagato here? Seems like everybody's trying to play battleships from the looks of it. Probably the British ones. Go figure though. Basically Wargaming does patches on Wednesdays now. It's happened for the past 3-4 patches for basically all their games, at least on the NA server. Go figure though, they used to, their patch time was basically 2 hours earlier, so it never affected the streams. But yeah, they've kind of pushed it back little by little to where it's later and later. So, but unfortunately, I can't exactly I can't stream later on in the day when it comes to Wednesdays. So, which thank you very much, Mads Christian, for the subscription. Now here's this hoping that matchmaking doesn't take too long here. But yeah, for World of Tanks, it'll be up here in at this point in under an hour. For NA, at the very latest, it goes live at 10:30 a.m. Here we go. I don't know half of what these ships are, to be honest. Yeah. Well, let's go with it. Because typically World of Warships, it's more about, not to say rock, paper, scissors, but kind of knowing the strengths and weaknesses of... I don't actually have my user interface set up very well here. Lord. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Let's do that. There we go. Say I'm kind of confused why they disabled that by default. Hopefully everyone here enjoyed a little bit of Dreadnought though. A little bit different game, but I like kind of popping into it every now and then on a stream, because for anyone that, you know, might get a little burned out from World of Tanks and stuff, and you know, if you don't really like World of Warships, or say you don't want to play another tank game like War Thunder or something, Dreadnought, it's a pretty fun game to just kind of pop into, because even the starting ships are pretty fun, and it's very easy to pick up if you've played like a wargaming game or War Thunder, Armored Warfare, or whatever, to where, you know, it's different, but it's the same, to where, you know, it's a simply fun to play. That's the only way I can describe it. It's not frustrating to play because, you know, you're not like super invested in it, and it's got a lot, especially at the lower tiers starting out. It's not like World of Tanks where you have to get up to tier 5 to have, you know, the real, you know, basically the full brunt of the game available to you. Plus it's free to play. I've spent some money on it, but I mainly just bought the pre-order patches, or not patches, pre-order packages, because I thought the game deserved a little bit of support. And of course he didn't turn much, but he'll probably turn before my shells actually reach him. I probably should have popped into a cruiser, to be honest, because sometimes World of Warships, the battleship gameplay I find is a little bit a little bit too slow without being able to, you know, basically do other things other than just chuck rounds at long range. I should not be turning like this, but good. Hard part is trying to lead targets in World of Warships, especially after not playing for a very long time. Like right now, like in Dreadnought, you saw you can kind of boost your speed and use up your energy. I'm kind of wanting to do that right now with my battleship right now. I should have just went in front of that island here, but they just have a destroyer in the center. I'm not all about getting torpedoed in the first few minutes of a battle. Yes, Wu-Tang. Currently the World of Tanks servers aren't up because of the update. They'll be up here shortly at this point. I probably should have, you know, I kind of wanted to play a battleship first, but I should have hopped into something like the Iowa or something. A little bit faster. Okay. Peak. Yeah, I'm probably gonna miss him. Knowing my luck, I'm probably gonna miss him, but we'll see. I got the lead on. I just don't know. I kind of hit him, but say I got the lead right, but I didn't get the range right. I was a little high there. I should have aimed lower. But yeah, World of Tanks, I should be up and running, I would say, in the next, I'm hoping 20 minutes or so. So maybe one more battle here in World of Warships after this. Let's say I'm not all about... See the torpedo there. I was hoping that didn't mess that up. But yeah, all their battleships are just hanging in the back, camping, chucking shells at long range. That's, you know, that's why I like popping into World of Warships, you know, for a battle or two. But any more than that, and I feel like it's just a little bit too slow of a pace at times. Especially once you start getting above tier 5 or so. Hoping he runs into the... See you, William. Thanks for watching for a bit. Sorry that World of Tanks wasn't up. Screw it. If I could play World of Tanks right now, I would for you guys. Yeah, I can't keep basically multiple server clients on my PC. It's a lot of space. I have a feeling he was gonna shoot me, but yeah, he's still turning his guns. Not cool. Yep, getting hit from behind smoke. Can't see him either, it looks like. I love it. I thought they were switching that in this patch to where if you fire in smoke, you can actually see them, but nope. You know, he's literally sitting right there. I'm gonna chuck some rounds at him, but just out of spite because, yeah, I honestly don't care that. And yep, didn't hit them all. All right, that's one thing that turned me completely away from World of Warships in the beginning is I ground up to tier 9, but after they basically said they weren't going to change the smoke mechanics to where people can sit in it like that, not move at all. You can see kind of where they're shooting from, but actually hitting them is another thing. Yeah, that annoys me more than anything, to be honest. That game mechanic. I thought they were switching it in this patch. I saw notes to where basically people firing it weren't going to be invisible as much anymore at close ranges, but no, that doesn't seem like it. But yeah, that's the primary thing that made me kind of shy away from World of Warships was the smoke mechanics. And it seems like over time they haven't done enough to change that, it looks like. Alright, why don't I play something a little bit faster here? Not gonna play a carrier. Just because that will be cringeworthy to watch. Why don't I play a Congo, since there's not a lot of people on, I should get a match a little bit quicker. John, marks of excellence don't have anything to do with win percentage. This has to do off of average damage and average assist damage combined. So I think I said hello, Dingo. Good morning to you as well. Well, yeah, smoke is basically a super bush in World of Tanks terms that you can plop down. Multiple things can sit in it or sit behind it, and you can fire and basically not be seen still. It's just, I don't hate the idea of smoke in World of Warships, don't get me wrong. I just hate that people are able to sit in it. And you can kind of see, you know, you can see the tracers, but they can fire and you can't see the ship whatsoever. To me, if someone fires in it, which I thought this patch, it might, you know, it might just have been like a Q&A of upcoming changes, but I thought this patch has changed to where if you fire while in smoke in World of Warships, basically you'd be seen, you know, for a few seconds, and it would settle back and, you know, you'd go invisible again. But it doesn't seem that case, because that person was just sitting there pretty close, firing at all of us. But yeah. Like, I still think, you know, I think World of Warships is a good game to pop into here or there, but to me they just have problems with pacing a little bit, to where it's fine having a little bit slower of a game, but comparing, since I just played Dreadnought here before this, whereas they're really slow ships, you can at least make them a little bit faster for a short period of time, and even though you're going slow, you're still able to do other things, since you have different modules to fire, like long range missiles, stuff like that. Even some dreadnoughts, you can put stuff to buff and debuff, you know, your allies and enemies. You can warp, stuff like that, and micromanage your energy. World of Warships, long range in a battleship, typically, you're just kind of, you know, you're kind of sitting there chucking shells at some, you know, target, you know, like say 18 kilometers away. Good luck actually hitting it, and you're just kind of sailing. And, you know, you're just sailing in nothingness. But to me, it's just the pacing's a little bit off without a lot to micromanage, and also the whole smoke thing. Like, I'm fine with torpedoes, the damage that they do. They should be dangerous, but the smoke gets it. And then the kind of a third little thing that you don't see many carriers in World of Warships anymore. Like, the few matches I pop into, like at most you see one, but just, you know, reading the forums and people talking about the game, you don't really see many anymore because it's not really worth playing them. Kind of how World of Tanks, you know, dissuaded people from playing Arty a lot, World of Warships did a little bit too good of a job. And to me, that kind of takes a huge chunk out of what the game needs to be, you know, not to say interesting, because it is fun, just in short little bursts in my opinion. But it takes a little bit of depth out of the game, like a whole gameplay element, not having it. As I say, John, exclamation points in front of everything, it doesn't do anything. Only when you use a command does that, actually. Yeah, there's no exclamation point Cody command, fortunately. Levi's back here. He's just kind of hanging around. Yeah, Ryan has the morning off, so... yeah. She does have to work later, though. Typically, she's off Wednesdays. But... yeah. To me, you know, if I had to change something about World of Warships to make it a little bit more... not super micromanagey, but a little bit more interesting, would be basically the repair feature, that repair and repair party, where you can repair battleships, some cruisers and stuff. You should be able to kind of micromanage a little bit more what needs to be repaired, like make the ships a little bit more complex. But yeah, that might be a little bit too much for most people. But uh-oh, I got shells coming in my way. That is Ryan. Well, John, you can... honestly, you can lose every single battle and do the most amount of damage on your team and still get marks of excellence. It's a team game, you know. That's why some people that sit back and just pad their win rate 8 don't exactly have the best win rates. It's just the two aren't tied together, so. I actually thought he was coming towards us, but he isn't. I'm gonna get in here a little bit closer, because I'm not all about just sitting here at long range. Morning sickness? Nobody's has morning sickness. Okay. My poor little deck is scuffed. I might actually just start, honestly, chucking HE. He's actually going to be the easier target to hit. Slowing down. Whether or not I actually do any damage, that's another thing. 2,000. It's something. That hurt. Mess this guy up a little bit. Alrighty then. I got one hit on him, it didn't do anything. But... okay. Since most of our team's up here in the upper left, so I hope that we actually can kill these guys, but I'm not doing the best with actually angling correctly. I actually can't hit them either with how things are positioned here. All right. And I missed. Just deceiving how it looks like he's moving. I'm kind of using the mini-map to show me where exactly he's going, but awesome. Really bad for me. And I'm on three fires now. It's great. Excellent. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. No challenges in World of Warships, no. Maybe if I, you know, when I first played the game, when it was in its early stages, I could land shots very well. It was easy getting up to tier 9, but yeah. Nowadays I would say no. Yes, Evil War. Just waiting for the server to come online. Obviously the British battleships though are HE chuckers, because it seems like every single one of them is just chucking HE out, and you know, typically battleships don't do that, and the Congo doesn't have that much armor for a battleship as well. Wait for this guy to turn around here. At least I think he's gonna keep turning. Screw it. I hope I don't bounce all of them. Don't have to worry about it, only one of them hit. M37? What's that? Is that the SPG, I think? Low tier SPG? There's not really any tips if you're meaning that. It's just pretty much just point and click. Low tier SPGs, it's just, you know, chucking as many shells out as possible. More or less. I'm actually just gonna swap the HE because I'm not doing anything here as far as damage or anything. I'm getting like one little hit on things here or there. I don't know what the hell the Iron Duke is, but thank you very much, Evil, for this subscription. Guessing it's a British battleship. Yeah, I'm gonna get smacked here. I do have a weak spot guide for the LOL tractor, yes. Everyone needs, you know, needs to start somewhere. He's not aiming at me just yet, so I guess I will turn. Let's see if I can actually do something here. I probably won't be though. Yay! I actually hit somebody and did something, I guess. I'm gonna die now. Yeah. We got torpedoes. Lots of ships shooting at me. Never mind. I could have waited for a couple more seconds. Yeah, he's probably gonna finish me off before I reload now. I just thought that I thought that torpedo was gonna hit me. we'll get one more shot. Ah, he's turning now. That's not good for me. I got one shot, but doesn't really amount to much. Now I'm dead. Really, it depends on each individual match, Evil. Honestly, like that's something I wouldn't exactly say that was well fought, but thank you. That's just something, you know, it's a match-to-match basis what you should be shooting at. I can't really help there. You kind of have to. Let's say I don't think I guess I did. I finished something. I don't play this enough to honestly. I guess I can collect some containers though. I'm not going to be able to get. I'll try my luck here. You know, basically fire at things that keep you alive as long as possible is typically what I do in SPG. So, all right, let's open some containers here. Got some credits. Got some more stuff. I just want a big, nice, shiny ship to come up, but it probably won't. Yeah, at least I got a little bit of stuff here. I wish World of Tanks had a thing like this, because I think everybody likes opening up little packages. Sorry, Edward, I'm not gonna play a carrier. It'll be a little bit too. I haven't played World Warships in a while. I'm gonna hop into a high tier ship just for, or screw it. I'm gonna hop into a destroyer. I already played a couple battleships here. I'd play a carrier, but honestly, the reason I won't right now is I'm probably gonna have maybe one match here, maybe one more after this, but before going to World of Tanks, because the server is about to come back up. I don't remember all the little hotkeys and everything for carriers, to where yeah, it won't go well. I'd have to play a match before in like the co-op, basically against AI before I actually do PvP. Alrighty then, so a little bit faster gameplay here. The destroyers are pretty much on World of Tanks speed as far as World of Warships goes. But I was tempted to hop into the Iowa there on the tier 9 battleship, just because it's pretty fast for a battleship, but I don't want to play it primarily because I'd be a hindrance to my team. I think I'm gonna I'll go to A. Yeah, since, you know, basically half the stream was eaten up by the server being down, you know, I have a few requests here. I'll probably say that you know, I might be able to take like one or two more, but I'll probably just think around with the newly changed tanks that I actually own come when the server comes back up. Which currently, yeah, all the requests are fortunately those types of tanks too. Premium tactical nuclear weapons. They might someday, Randall. I'm surprised they don't have some sort of, not primitive, but early, like, cruise missiles and stuff in the game. Even with a destroyer here, you're still basically in beginning for most maps, minute, 2 minutes actually getting to the fight. Like, even if I drove straight through the center, which is a very bad idea, a lot of people did do that in the early onset of the game. It would still take me 2 minutes minimum to get to the enemy. Hello, TPG, nice to see you. Actually, I remembered how to turn my AA off. Guess need to remind myself how far my torpedoes actually go. So he's gonna, yeah. I accidentally turned my AA back on there. I'm just gonna leave it on now because I'm already spotted, so. Seeing if I can get a little bit of cheap. I'm not gonna set a smoke screen, but I think they spotted my torpedoes, so I don't think anyone's gonna run into them. Mines is a little bit small for tier 10 matches, yes. I think it works up to tier 8s being the max tier on it, but after that it's just a little too cramped to where, yeah. I don't think it works out too well once you get past, you know, a ton of tier 8s being on it. It just comes down to V ranges and the amount of high alpha going around in the match to where people, it turns out to be, it's not campy, but it just turns out not to be fun to me. Oh, I am failing to hit this ship at all. Here we go. Yeah, let's just hide here in my smoke and hope there's not a lot of torpedoes coming my way. Trying to reverse here and spin myself around. You don't have to drive far on mines before you end up dying. Got that going for you on that map. With my luck, I'd try to shoot in the smoke here and I'd get spotted. Oh god, I'm gonna go out of the smoke though, unfortunately. Might as well just turn my AA back on. Shit. Yep, there's their destroyer just sitting there. Maybe, oh god. Yep, I'm not gonna make it. Ooh, maybe. Just maybe. I got a little bit lucky there. Say the least. I'm definitely gonna run into the wall here, but Trying to get torpedoes off, but it ain't working. Yeah, I'm a goner. He's a goner too, I think, but yeah. That didn't exactly go very well. All right. And somehow that guy is still alive. Granted, yeah. World of Tanks. Come back up. What are you doing over there? Okay. She's doing nothing. I'll probably hop into one more battle here. Watching my ship kind of sink there. Alright. Just I want to play a carrier for you, but I just know I'll do really bad in it. So why don't I play in Iowa? Which I'll say, you know, since it's only going to be basically an hour and a half in World of Tanks here, unfortunately, I'll probably just stick with just the tank request I have here. And then I'll pop into, say, like the Foch 50B, the rebalanced Tier 8 and 9 French TDs, some Russian medium, stuff like that. Tanks that basically have been changed. I can do the Tiger 2 as well. It's just, okay. So there is, it's all 9. I'm still gonna play one more battle here, since if there's only 700 people online, I don't know if that match will look very pretty in World of Tanks. Thanks to Randall. It's alright, Mr. Bone. Honestly, with World of Warships, it's really easy to keep an eye on chat. Do I think they needed it? Not necessarily, but more or less, you know, they gave it to them, and a lot of other mediums like the M48, the AMX-30 medium, stuff like that, they buff their turret armor for the most part. It's not just about the Russian mediums because of premium rounds. No other reason for them to do it other than that. I think it's just a lazy way to balance things. I don't think that they needed it, but you know, I don't think it's going to make them that much better, to be honest, anyway, because if you think about most of the time where you shoot, say like a T-54, Object 140, like every now and then you hit it in, like, say the turret roof and overmatch it, pin it there. Most of the time you either hit it in the hatch or you're shooting it in the hull or the side or something. So it's not gonna be as big of a change as some people might think for the Russian medium turret buffs, because they still don't have enough gun depression. Even with the Object 40 having better gun depression than the T-62A, still don't have enough to actually hold down without showing your weak hull armor. So thank you very much, Cole, for the subscription. But yeah, it's not that big of a change. There are more buffs for the M48, M46, and the 2 AMX-30 mediums. Honestly, the turret armor changes than the Russian mediums. But part of the reason they did it for the Russians is, if you remember, last year they tried to change the overmatch mechanics to something that's a little bit more intuitive. Basically something closer to the penetration mechanics for most shells, where you have angle, armor thickness, and it's not just basically based off of how big your shell is, because that's kind of, yeah, you know, it's kind of dumb in a way, just having overmatch based off of that and not based off of more of basically the effective armor. I actually hit him, holy crap. And people hated it, and you know, everyone was up in arms. Honestly, it was mostly, say, people that were really a little bit too, not to not to say good players, but it was people that, you know, you would find that are obsessed with win rate 8, stuff like that, that were complaining about it because it made the game harder to them, for them to abuse, you know, overmatching certain spots, or in their own tanks abusing armor mechanics. But this is Wargaming, I think, trying to basically get rid of some of those overmatched spots on tanks that, you know, without new mechanics they're not going to be able to do it without just straight up buffing the armor. I don't think I'm gonna do too well here. Oh lord, he's aiming for me. Hey, this will be my last battle in World of Warships though. I'll hop into World of Tanks right after this here. Hit him. Did a little bit of damage, but yeah. Thank you very much, Lobobo, for the tip. Glad security let you into work. We're actually hitting this. He's turning. We're actually ahead by 2 ships. That's not too shabby. Yeah. I say this last one has a chance of hitting. I'm gonna start trying to get a little bit closer up here, which unfortunately typically is it's too risky, honestly, in high tiers to fight close up, and yeah. This guy actually looks like he's slowing down, where I think he's basically stationary. Granted, RNG's, yeah. Got a couple hits on him there, but the Iowa has pretty good deck armor. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to hit him. Yeah, they're pretty much just all hiding. I actually think he's moving now. Like, I actually think he's AFK. Thanks for tipping Levi a biscuit. I'll get to that right after the battle here, Dean. Be careful not to run. Run into the island there. That would not be good. Uh-oh. Actually, I actually can hit somebody though. Not that he's really, honestly, he's just driving straight forward. But yeah, it's something. The rest of the or his allies are pretty much just hiding for the most part. So I'll help take him out here if these torpedoes don't do it. And I'll probably start focusing on my right here. Doesn't seem like the enemy team is really doing too much though. Yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, Randall let me know that World of Tanks is up. I'll be into it come the next battle here. Come on. Let's say I think that, yep, that was a pretty decent hit there for my standards. I set the bar very low. Don't think I think I'd rather hit the rune here. I don't think I'll have an excellent shot on him. See if I actually can squeak it in. Yeah, I kinda got the shot in there, at least from the rear batteries. But yeah, they're Yamato and Herpits are still hiding behind there. I'm very confused by that. Yeah, Spanky. I was playing some space tanks and now ocean tanks. Yeah, I think the enemy actually might lose if they lose another main ship. They might lose by not having any points left, to be honest, before we actually reach 1,000 points. I don't think the tactic of hiding your tier 10 battleship behind an island works very well. Just making sure I'm not gonna take some stupid damage there. Let's go right there. Cruiser, I actually hit him, holy crap. It's like a guessing game. Yes, it is. 15-0 World Tanks match. That's yeah. It's exactly. Not that I've played in a while, but this is probably one of the easier matches I've ever seen in World of Warships. I can't really pen him. I don't feel like swapping off of AP here. Might as well just repair. What the hell? Yep, they're still just content with hiding. Okay. Yeah, still just waiting. There we go. We can actually shoot something now. Maybe. Yeah, he's turning a little bit. A little bit. See, I don't miss, these few matches here in World Warships. They're, they're fun. Even though I think Dreadnought's a lot more fun to play. I just remember though, when the beta for World of Warships was still going on, and even the early days of release, and I was playing a lot. Don't miss sitting here waiting for, your volleys to hit. Definitely slow motion. I'm actually gonna see if I can nail this guy all the way over there. Nope, they lost. Alright, so on to World of Tanks here. Unlike switching Dreadnought to World of Warships, I actually have to... I've got to exit out of here because it won't let you open up. Won't let you open up multiple wargaming games at a time. Go. So on to tanks. I've actually got a. It's gonna take me a second to fix this because I switched my monitors around as far as what was my primary for Dreadnought. That way I could actually get the game over on my monitor that I typically play games on, because it's always tied to my primary monitor with how their graphic settings are. So It's gonna take me a second to set this up. Let me tip Levi a biscuit here. Hey dog. I woke him up. Hi, did I scare you? He found it. Alright. But right now, I can't see chat right now with how the game's set up, so it's gonna take me a second to... It's gonna take me a second here. Here we go. Fix that. I could slow things down and play some Civilization. I could. Or I could, not that Stellaris, it's a little bit fast-paced compared to Civilization since it's not turn-based. Could always play some Stellaris. Honestly, I think that would actually be a little bit more fast-paced than what's a jig? World of Warships. Is Civilization 6 good? I think so. I really enjoy it. I don't play it play all the time just because you open up like a match. I just play single player and more or less, I gotta figure out what they did with the crew first. Okay, they changed it to the Foch B. Okay. I just need to figure out as far as crews go. Which I gotta retrain these, but I don't think it's officially announced yet, but essentially for Labor Day weekend, you have coming up for the specials. It was announced on Reddit because, that's how Wargaming NA works. Just in like a random comment on the World of Tanks subreddit by Meathead. More or less, we're gonna have a free experience conversion sale, so 35 per gold instead of 25. We're gonna have a crew training, retraining, and also basically getting new crews, retraining old crews, and crew skill. I'm figuring out what I need to do to the tanks here. That's gonna be a sale. We're gonna have 2x for every single victory, not just your first win. So it's not like a 5x weekend, basically 2x's every single win instead of just the first win. And I forget, there's a couple other things. I think there's like a couple premium shop packages too. The aim time here, 2.3. I still think I might go with that. All right, there. I would say Civilization 6 is definitely worth playing. But yeah, it is kind of weird how you can't send them back. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Accelerated on there. So my first request up was the AMX-50 Foch 155, so I'll hop into that first, and I'll probably hop right into the new Foch 2 before getting to the T-54. I picked the ugly camo. Sorry for that. essentially the changes, which I've done most of yesterday on WoTguru.com. I changed everything. I started with my which tank line guide is right for you. Changed that all over to reflect the 9.20 changes. The only thing I didn't do was the Chinese tank destroyers. Kind of waiting for, you know, I want to get a better opinion on them before I write a whole section about them. But yeah, I updated the American mediums changing, French mediums, you know, the French TDs, the MALs, stuff like that. Well, you would hope Labobo, but you know, they were very close to the changing crew retraining and everything over to like World of Warships, where it's just one crew member. But I think they dropped that, to be honest, because they were talking about that like 3 years ago. Which this still has the 155. It's not the new tank that replaced it. So essentially with this, everyone's gonna have to kind of adjust a little bit. Where you're used to shooting these tanks, say if they're angled a little bit like this, you used to overmatch their sides very easily and pen them, even at long range, frontally, stuff like that, to where now they buffed the side armor significantly to levels to where I think it's like 70-80 millimeters thick now, I think, at the tier 9 and 10 level, to where, you know, you're not going to be able to do that anymore unless, you know, it's full on side almost. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pin him very well at this range, especially without premium. It's just the accuracy on the 155 still pretty bad. It's just something to keep in mind. You're going to want to aim for the top weak spots. A little bit afraid to pop up here with their Foches over here. They have a bit better accuracy than I do. Yep, and they're able to shoot me without me spotting them, of course. I don't care that they hit me, but not able to spot them, that's a little frustrating. Thought I got away from that from World of Warships. That's one thing Dreadnought has over wargaming games, is there's no spotting system. Just everything, if you could say it, you could say it. Like, it's not invisible just based off of V range stat or camouflage. Granted, there is cloaking, but that's on a select amount of ships, and once you fire, you can visually see them still. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually do anything over here, to be honest. It's just, you still have the problem with this tank is basically pushing into enemies. They're gonna be able to hit you before you can hit them. It's not really a tank to be aggressive in, but I think I'm actually going to go all the way over to the other side, to be honest. I can hit the STB-1s if they spot them for me, but pushing into all these TDs is just very bad decision for me. Come on, STB-1. You know you want to do it. I didn't want to push. Yeah, but Should be able to set up. I'm gonna go behind this red building here. But yeah, without Artie here, it's just, this comes down to, I guess, attrition. He plays right. Oh my god, are you kidding me? 0 damage, critical hit, and yeah, that was a bad shot on my part. That last one, but how lucky can you be? Tanks with smoke screens, that would be, they were talking about before. They decided not to implement them, thank God. Artillery with smoke rounds. Thank Lord, thank the Lord. That would have been, I think people would have had a meltdown. I'm hoping I'm not spotted still. Probably am. I see that I have shots this way. Not that I'm probably going to be able to hit them, because the reload on this is very, very long. Seems like our, even though we're tied, our team's not in a very good position. I'm just hoping one of these guys makes a mistake. Either moves up or moves back. I'm counting on, I think I'm going to hit the Jagdpanzer 100 first, but yeah, maybe the IS-7 is going to pull back because he's taking some damage here. It's just, gotta be patient. I really want to just push out and do something aggressive, but yeah. Gotta wait in these tanks. I just know once I start turning here, I'm gonna have a shot, but it's hard to pass up some of the shots I see in the 9 line, because I know I can hit the Grill 15 if they spot him again. Alright. I kind of missed that chance, but am I going to be able to actually pen him? I don't need to. Good. You know, I guess. Alright, so I guess I'm going to start focusing on this side. That was a kind of a waste of time, but now the accuracy. Is it gonna troll the hell out of me? Yep. 0 pen. Awesome. The penetration on this thing, you're gonna see a lot of gold coming from French TDs. Like, it's 293 for the 155, but for the Foch 50B, it's like 250 something. It's really low for a tier 10 TD or a tier 10 in general. I wouldn't honestly free XP to, like, I don't think there's any rushing to tanks at higher tiers. Now looking back on, like, I used to do it a lot. Like, I'd say use free XP to get tanks elite and then grind out the rest of the experience, but I wouldn't free XP just to get a new tank. Which I'm not taking any more requests, then I don't have a T10 if you were trying to ask me to play that. I really don't want to shoot long range here with the accuracy of this thing. Granted, he's not spotted now, and they're moving, and yeah, this is not going to go well. But for people afraid that these tanks are going to be overpowered, both of these have, it's just really clunky chassis, to where it balances it out just because of the chassis and the restrictions of the tank. Oh my god, yeah, I'm dead. Hopefully though they can kill him, because now they're in a pretty bad spot for those tanks there. I hope we win this, but I'm really shocked that the other side didn't push when they had a chance. Come on, dude, the grill 15. Oh god, there we go, thank god. It's just, you need to all move up together. Anyway, don't have a ton of time, can't watch. I'm gonna pop into the new Foch TD, and then I'll get on to the T-54, T-44 100, Indian Panzer Tiger 2, but otherwise I'm just gonna be playing some of the tanks that have changed for today's stream, since it's a little bit shorter for World of Tanks. Honestly, the IS-3 is pretty much, not to say the best tier 8 in the game, but it's one of the better ones, to where if you're frustrated being bottom tier in the IS-3 all the time, not to say that you're just going to be frustrated in the T-10 and the IS-7, but yeah, the IS-3 you should be having, even bottom tier, you should be able to dish out damage pretty well in that. I should just be playing Artie right now with the amount of French TDs that people are probably playing. Last night when I was mainly just grinding some experience. I was within like 50 experience to completing the SPG 15 mission for the T-55A, and I was, I think, 600 assist damage, spotting damage, I mean, away from completing the Light Tank 14. It's the Platoon one, where you have to spot 5,000 damage. I was, you know, about 600 spotting away from getting that done in the T-49 Light. I noticed that after, like, I completely murdered the enemy team on Malinovka spotting them early on. I spotted like I think I spotted like 10 to 12 of their tanks right in the first like 30 seconds, and my team just annihilated them. But then later on in the match, I started focusing more on damage. I completely forgot that I had the mission to do. No problem, John. I don't mind answering questions and stuff. That's what I'm here for. I'm just checking off to see if anybody's there before I decide to move up any further. Just, we should be able to push this fairly easily because they have a ton of people in the north. Face. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to end him. I got the shot because he actually plopped down by mistake, but here goes most of my HP. Be nice if the rest of my team would push up though. We have two of us up here. It's just gonna take a gamble. It's probably not gonna pay out though. It's just our north isn't gonna last long with how they're set up. They're kind of staggered. Oh, got him out. Yeah, honestly, I don't think the people complaining about saying this tank's like the Waffle Traeger 100 probably either didn't play against it much or just trying to complain for complaining's sake. Yeah, it's the only similarity is 6-round, you know, basically a high burst tank at tier 10. But it doesn't have as good as accuracy, doesn't have as good as penetration, doesn't have a turret. The chassis armor scheme is worse. There's a lot of things going against this tank still. It's just, yeah. It's people wanting to complain just to complain, in my eyes. My problem here is there's a lot of tanks that can kill me on the right. And I forgot that they changed the UI a little bit up. I was like, that looks like a weird capping indicator. And I figured Artie was going to get me. But at the very least, we're going to win this. Don't get me wrong, I think the new Fosh TD is much better at tier 10. And the changes they did, I don't think that they're unbalanced. I think they did a very good job balancing these, to be honest. But it's just 257 millimeters of pen with standard, and you know, it does help that your premium's APCR, not heat. You know, 325 for your premium round's not bad. It's just when you look at what the penetration used to be for the gun, you have 293 and 395 for it. So it's a huge difference where, yes, you can pump out more damage, but it's not going to be able to like just shred. Before, the Waffle Tracker E100 could just shred like a mouse. E100, nothing you can do about it. You just had to sit there and take it. As far as personal missions go, honestly, I'm basically done them all except for I just got 2 light tanks and the 1 SPG left for the T55A. But maybe once I get more time to play, you know, I'd like to do them when I'm not streaming, so I'm not sitting here like stressing out. Yeah, I'll be able to complete them. So the T54 is up next here, which basically, I forgot to look at the difference between the two guns. I still have the gun on that has basically higher DPM, worse accuracy on it, which is the gun I think I'm going to be sticking with. But basically the way they've rebalanced it, they buffed its turret armor, of course, but the two different guns now, you have an option between higher DPM, less accuracy, or better accuracy, a little bit lower DPM. But there's actually, you know, it's a hard decision. Even looking at the stats and seeing people talk about it, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to use yet. I just forgot to look at it right before here, but like, I still think the higher DPM gun's going to be better, just with how the T54 plays. It's not really a sit in the back snipe tank, in my opinion, for most of the matches that you have. But they both have their merits, essentially. The higher DPM gun's going to be like the more like the Object 140, and the more accurate gun, I believe, is more like the T62A. So, which I think I got the less accurate gun on this. So, hello, Jerome. Here's hoping they didn't push a lot out, but they don't have a lot of medium tanks. Hello, Valpovicki. Not a lot of support coming my way here. Oh lord, they pushed a Foch out. Yep, this is gonna go awesomely bad. Yeah, I'm definitely dead here. Well, this happened, and not to say we're gonna lose, but there's no Artie, and this whole side is going to collapse. So, unfortunately, that's the T55A for you. It's enabled by default, Dean. The likelihood of you getting them a lot, honestly, you have to play tier 10 and you know there's not a huge chance to actually come across them. But all right, so looking at the guns here, between so essentially you actually have two viable options with the T-54 for the guns now. It is a pretty big difference in accuracy, but it's not as big as you might think. The on-the-move accuracy is still pretty well with, you know, the D10T2S, to where it's only going to come into play if you play the T-54 at longer, like mid to long range. But it's really just, it's a preference. Basically, one more round per minute, it's not always going to be achievable. It's only 320 damage across the whole minute, which isn't a lot going for the higher DPM gun, at the cost of accuracy, penetration for your AP shell, which isn't that big of a difference, but it does matter. A little bit longer aiming time. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with this gun and see how it goes. But it's just something to keep an eye on, because you might want to switch to the more accurate gun if you find yourself either missing a lot of shots or not always shooting once you're reloaded. Wako, they're not overpowered, and I only have a few matches here on the live server, and it just came up. It's yeah, I there's nothing to complain about this patch, to be honest. Even with the Russian turret buffs, it's not going to come into play as much as people think. So yeah, I don't think people have much room to complain about this patch. It's just a, you know, not to say it's not interesting, it's just there's nothing terribly wrong with it in my eyes. It's alright, John. I don't mind doing these requests. It's just after these requests I'm just going to be popping around to tanks that I pick. I just didn't want to take too many tank requests since there's not a large amount of time with the server being down for the first half of the stream. Hello, Javier. I love it. Everyone's spawning over here, ran this way, and we're going that way. Just I hope they're all stopping in the G line, which it's usually a bad sign. Grant, now they push, thank God. It's just, if you get stuck in kind of your own courtyard, it typically doesn't work out very well. The OI needed a little bit of a nerf. OI experimental definitely needed a little bit of a nerf, but it's, you know, got rebalanced. I think it's fine. The Type 5 mainly getting its armor changed around. Not to say, because they are nerfs, honestly they're not going to be that big of a deal. It's mainly just adding a couple small, slightly weaker spots there, but it's not like most tanks can actually pin them, and they're going to be chucking premium rounds at you anyway, so yeah. As far as those rebalances go, they're all, again, they didn't really nerf any of them too hard. They didn't say overbuff the OI experimental because it loses its gun. The armor to me is fair for its tier. You know, the only gripes you can really have against them in this patch as far as balancing goes is all the different mediums, not just the Russians, there's the Americans and also French. They're buffing basically mediums armor well beyond what they, not even theoretically, actually had and can technically pull off without like there being no room in the turret, instead of just rebalancing premium rounds. So Wako, I know you've been around the stream a few times, but Honestly, I don't feel like arguing about whether it's overpowered or not. You asked for my opinion. I don't think it's overpowered, so... Like, if enemies want to sit in front of it and let it frickin' clip them out, they sure can, but good luck actually getting enemies to allow you to do that on a regular basis without getting killed yourself or bouncing with its very low penetration. So, but yeah, I'm definitely not in a mood to argue about it. And honestly, especially each new patch, people complaining about, say, overpowered stuff or whatever. Like, every now and then I'll call out stuff. You guys know that. I don't really, you know, sugarcoat things, but yeah. I definitely don't think there's anything wrong with those tanks. But honestly, the weak spots they added to the Type 5, they're just 10 millimeters less, I think, in thickness compared to the other armor around it. I would hardly call that a weak spot for how thick its armor actually is, so... Oopsie daisy. I was afraid about him coming back. And yeah. Oh well. But yeah. Honestly, I don't feel like arguing about things. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. If you really think it's overpowered, then play the hell out of the tank while you still can. But to me, it's not going to be a tank that most people will enjoy playing, or will they do well in it. Alright, so we got the Indian Panzer, and then the Tiger II. Hello, Fix-It Man, nice to see you. Alrighty, now I'll probably end up going to the hill here. Yeah, I think as far as the changes to the Japanese high-tier heavies, you know, basically the small weak spots being added in, which should have been there in the first place, honestly. You know, basically it goes from a lot of tanks having like a 10% or 20% chance of penning those areas to having like a 30% chance. So it's not that much of a difference. And once you swap over to premium rounds, of course that goes up, but yeah, it's still going to be, you're better off against the Japanese heavies, either flanking them or, you know, dealing with them in other means than trying to hit those very small ports. No problem about playing the T-44. We're going all in on the hill here. This is either going to go really good or really bad. Honestly, I think the enemy put a lot of people up here too. So... Alright, so... We're all gonna get... Oh, our Artie just nailed that guy in the back. That, oh... Gotta love it. Oh, that guy obviously... Whoops. I was about to say, I just shot my own teammate too. This is going bad for us. I'm like, that guy obviously doesn't know about shell trajectory. Please don't shoot me, I said sorry. I think this is gonna go really, really poorly here. Thank you very much, Labobo, for balancing your own tip out. Oh god, our T-44 is... Are you kidding me? Like, the M53, yeah, he hit you, but that was legitimately a mistake. Like, yeah. And I think that's dumb. Yeah, we're gonna get crushed here. That face. He's got one more snip. He's got 0 shots left now. Just us being able to push on him is another story. At least we got him out. Nope, he's got a friend back here. Just yeah, we're kind of screwed here. So. Yeah, rude people ruin everything. I'm not, yeah, I can't hide. I can't hide all the way here. Yep, pretty crappy match, but yeah. Part of the reason I'm gonna hop into Tiger 2 here, part of the reason, you know, I want to show off some of the tanks that got changes. I didn't want to take many tank requests because of the time constraint too. Is right after a patch releases, you kind of know what everyone's going to be playing, and yeah, there's certain types of tanks right now I don't want to play because a lot of people are in tank destroyers, French tank destroyers, and also mediums that got basically their turret armor buffed to where something like an Indian Panzer, you know, it's a premium. Even though I picked the wrong tank there, I think I picked the Mutts. But almost the same thing. I might have screwed that request up, sorry. There's just not a lot of, you know, there's not a lot of armor, and it doesn't really stack up well against those types of tanks. But I might have picked the wrong tank there, but having to bop around this is the third game I've played during the stream this morning. It's confusing me a little bit with getting like a rhythm. Okay, tier 10, or not tier 10, but no, I'm gonna head north in this. I usually don't head here, but there's no arty at least. But honestly, right now, with the patch just releasing, you can do very well in SPGs right now. Lights would work pretty well, and also tanks with a pretty good amount of armor, because unless they're spamming premium, which is, you know, definitely a possibility, you're going to be able to bounce a lot from the French TDs. And then the Chinese TDs, you're not going to see a lot of them right off the bat, especially since a lot of them are more or less clones of the Object 268 line for the Russians. But it's just one of those things where it's always funky playing right after a patch, and certain things work, certain things you'll just be like bashing your head against the wall, facing a bunch of a certain type of tank. So the main reason you probably have gotten honestly bumped by a lot of Foshes this morning is the reason why they're not overpowered with their gun stats. Tank is just, it's really clunky to play and hard, to be honest. Like, low gun depression, low left and right movement of your gun, all the armor's on the front, weak spots are all on the top of the tank, and your gun's situated towards the ground. It's just, and it's a very long tank on top of that. It's just, it makes for a very hard tank to actually drive and aim. Like, I run into a lot of things in it. Granted, I hit a lot of things in general, but... Alright, so I really want to push here. but I'm not sure that these guys are going to push with me. Here, we'll try it though. Because we have the numbers. We got everything going for us on this flank right now. Unless they all sit there. Because if you all sit there, they're able to hit you pretty well, whereas the further you move up here, the more that they have to pop out from their cover to take shots at you. That's not very nice little light. It's just, I wanted to start shooting on my left here, but it's gonna get a little frustrating here. Yeah, I shouldn't have shot that. Yep, my team, they're all sitting on the left still. Oh well. This is just where, yeah, I can't. I'm getting frustrated now. Hello, Money, nice to see you. But not that that was a bad tank request. It's just you would think people would want to move up instead of sitting there. They didn't have any shots on anything, but that's not the case. So let me hop into something different here. It's just, oh well. Unfortunately, I do not speak Russian. Whatever you're saying. Not that I don't even know if you can honestly understand me. But sorry, Russian dude. I do not know how to read, speak anything in Russian. I don't think anybody else here right now either does either. But I'm pretty sure I have the 30v30 battles enabled. But honestly, I'll take a look after this. But it should be enabled by default. But not to say I'm not high on them, but I don't really like the 30v30 standard. I like the front line when there is attacking and defending. I think the standard battles, it's just, there's a lot of balancing issues wrong because the game wasn't balanced around map stat large and also that amount of tanks against one another. It's not, which hello Daniel, it's not like terrible, but at times, you know, it can be pretty frustrating. Want to get up here, but can you let me around you? It's just their SVGs can definitely hit me here. But they got the 140 out. Now I guess gotta wait for this E5 to. He's pushing. These guys are playing very, very passively. I'm honestly surprised that those guys are hiding as much as they are. They're not even spotting the corner. Not that we have anybody spotting over here. Hello, Antonio. that was a bad shot. Yeah, I moved up a little bit too far, and that M48 just spotted me too. Just... yeah. These guys over here should be getting, like, a lot of damage. At least our already... they didn't cause any damage, so they missed. I just don't know what's going on, because we're up by 3 tanks, but none of our flanks are actually winning, which is confusing me. Thank you very much, Money. Glad you like the streams. Seven's almost up to where I can hit him on my left. But I think we'll still be fine this match. It's just... there's a couple things that are confusing me. As far as how our team's set up. Sorry for having to throw heat at you this much, but... really need to... really need to kill somebody here. I need to help this TVP out. Please help me, TVP. No. Ah, shit, he died by the IS-7. Finally. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fire on him, but at least he's dead. Start to get some revenge on this bat chat over here now. It was just when they let them these guys over here on the C2 area round that corner as much as they did, we weren't able to really help them all that much because we were getting shot from the center. It's just letting them pull around there. They were starting to die. Our arty wasn't landing shots, and we're having to kind of cover the center, cover the north, and it was too many areas all at once, just letting the enemy have free reign kind of pushing up. Whereas if you kind of stick the enemy in the C2 around their end, you're not able to really push on them very easily, but at the very least your allies are kind of open and free to shoot at other tanks, say in the center, and it just, you know, you gotta work them down a little bit at a time. And not just expect that defending everywhere at once is going to work out. Somehow, even with all these missed shots, I have 3k damage here. Where I... oh god. This is where I was hitting the E4, yeah, I was bouncing on the mid to upper plate. Get easy. A little bit farther up. Yeah. Those is coming down to RNG. Oh lord. We're not out of this yet. We're all one-shottable. I'll get him down to one-shottable at the very least. This is where we all need to go at once. Go. Hello, Graham. Nice to see you. And Flame. Yep. ended up sticking it out to the end. I didn't die yet. 4k damage, 2300 block, 1100 assist. Not all that shabby. And a 500, never mind. I was like, I did 500 damage. That was a good roll, but alright. Mastery badge first class, Spartan award, not too bad. Which we won Windstorm, thank God. Completed a personal mission. I guess maybe. Oh, I'm glad I rammed that guy. I completed a secondary mission for that. Yeah, most amount of damage. Lost. I threw a lot of heat, and I'm not using any credit things, but anyway. Let's see, what do I want to... I was going to check this, but I'm pretty sure it's enabled by default here. Yep, there you go. Yeah, they wouldn't have it turned off by default, because that wouldn't... that would, not to say it would kill the mode, but it would definitely make it very unlikely that you'd get into a battle. So I'm going to hop into the IS-7 here, since that was also rebalanced. So you're going to find more hit points. You have a much better chance of actually using your mobility now. That's the words I wanted to say. Your top speed, whereas you couldn't really reach it before, you're not going to reach it, you know, as much as you might like. That would be kind of crazy. But you actually have some mobility with the IS-7 now, and pretty good on the move accuracy for a heavy tank. Hello, Regenbach. Alrighty then. I'm surprised Levi's sleeping. Yesterday it was raining here all day, so he didn't exactly get to play all that much. So I'm a little surprised he's passed out and not trying to bug me. Not today, Graham, no. But trying to. Just so you guys, you know, can see him. If everyone doesn't have a tier 10 here, but I'd like to get into them because I'm pretty sure you can complete personal missions in them. It'll actually make completing the light tank missions, not that I have a tier 10 light yet, unfortunately, those easier, and the SPG one, it'll make it easier and harder. I'm still on the fence about that. It's just you have to outplay 30 people instead of 15. But SPGs work pretty well on the 30v30 mode. Especially if you get at least when I was playing it on the sandbox and test server, you get a lot of times like 6-8 tanks all clumped up. Like in a T92 you can literally hit all of them, and it was working out pretty well with Artie. But the IS-7, more HP, better mobility. I'm at 40 kilometers here, which, you know, basically if I had to guess where I'd be at, I'd be almost like a square behind with the old IS-7. It's especially going to help going up hills a bit. But the on-the-move accuracy is very, very, very nice now. You still have to contend with slightly poor penetration, low DPM, but basically it's going to be a much better tank. Sorry, Russian dude, you got timed out by the chatbot. You know, we don't speak Russian, and unfortunately I can't really translate it during a battle. But obviously you were cursing at the chatbot, which is why it timed you out there. There's not really a percentage, like on an individual level. Basically the server creates a certain amount of them at any given time, and it all depends on, you know, how many people are in the queue for tier 10s, because if there's not many people playing tier 10s, Obviously it wouldn't try to make as many 30v30 battles. So it really just comes down to, not to say luck, but it's the same as Encounter and Assault, to where there's only a certain amount of the battles going on at any given time. And it kind of just picks, it picks them as, people complete them and tries to fill another one, but you never know when they're gonna come about, and yeah. But yeah, SPG's having to move. A lot of people are gonna be a little bit lost when it comes to that. It's nice though. I'm gonna be open to SPG fire here, but I don't think they have any tanks up on the left, like way back in the corner. Just looking at the amount of TDs they have, and also where we've spotted some TDs at. I was hoping to spot the Jagdpanzer E100. Ooh, don't do that, don't. Not only can I not shoot now off of this spot, but that. Well, I guess I can move out now though, since the Jagdpanzer E100 is reloading. Not that I can pen him. Surprise, surprise. I've got another second or so. Is he aiming at me? Maybe. Hello, second best. Nice to see you. Trying to track him there. You guys can kind of guess where I'm going right about now if you watch the stream enough. Big blob of enemies. We need to cap. If we can kill their SPG, that would just be icing on the cake. Thank you, now buffed IS-7. Because we're only up by 2 tanks. Who knows how much HP they have over there, but I think it's a lot. Well, do we? Like I said, we need to cap. We don't need to, but as far as winning, it's the best chance we have for winning at this very moment. I really like winning. Funny thing is that they all went to basically the center there, expecting them to push on our base, and yeah, now we're all spread out, which is why capping is something that I typically like to do over just trying to kill the enemy, because your team, you can't always trust them to kind of stay as a group. He's aiming at my lower plate. Okay. Ah, shit, why did I knew I shouldn't have even shot that. He was dead. Alright. Now I'll get off the cap because it doesn't make tactical sense for me to sit there. Right, I had an APCR round, so I'm like, what the hell, I can possibly go through his turret. It's just, you know, to me, if you can go on the cap and not have to take your chances against a gigantic clump of enemies, you take the cap. Especially if, like in that situation, I could... Trying to hit that little thing now is a pain. I think, honestly, the tank that got the most buffs is the tanks that got the most buffs as far as the armor changes M48 and AMX 30 mediums. Like, people always focus on the Russian tanks, of course, thinking that, you know, they're going to be completely overpowered. But those two tanks are going to stand out, and even the M46. They're the ones that people should be focusing on a little bit more. M46 in general, the armor buff for its turret, that thing has everything except for penetration going for it now, and overall accuracy, but everything else about the tank is awesome. Pretty decent match though, 3,200 damage, got some bonds I guess for winning, since you get them for tier 10 battles now. At least I think tier 10 only battles. Alright, so let's see. I was trying to stick around tier 10s. I've played these guys. I hop into the type 5 here. This is where I'm going to go 30v30 battle now. And it's going to be like back to World Warships, driving forever to get to the battle. Especially since the 30v30 map that there's only one right now. It's a pretty wide open map, so playing a very slow tank on it sometimes doesn't really work out too well. But I've got about 20 minutes left here, so maybe like 2 more matches after this. Sorry I couldn't play World of Tanks the whole time because of the server being down. Hopefully some of you guys enjoyed Dreadnought, or better known as Tanks in Space, and a couple World of Warships battles. Even though World of Warships, yeah, the pacing of that game still irks me a little bit. But my next stream is going to be tomorrow night. Hopefully everything goes well at work tomorrow. It's still up in the air. Basically, you never know what happens in a restaurant this last week. We're still pretty busy, but the weather here has been pretty crappy. I'm a little terrified going into work tomorrow if they were like beyond busy yesterday, because it just, yeah, it screws up the prep and everything. But yeah, I should be platooning tomorrow night, I hope. I know probably next week, it shouldn't affect the stream, but I've got Thursday and Friday for the restaurant. Like, I have parties before then too, but I've got both, you know, both Thursday and Friday next week, 50 top both days for lunch off the entire menu. Oh my god. And it's just me and one other cook. You can't bring someone else in for that. But it's just, oh, I'm gonna like die because they all come in at once. Thank you for tipping, Levi. I'll tip him after the battle here, Randall. Because there's a group every year that stays with us, and I don't want that to happen. Oh, that's the one with a lot of penetration. Okay. Anybody want to help me? E3? No. Don't want to help me. Yep, I'm dead. Unless I can... Oh, barely got back there. I'm dead now. That's what I get for pushing out a little too far, but... Oh well. I opened up my sides to shots. Yeah, like, I do have, basically as far as streams go, when I clip out the best matches, I do have a few that I can do. Hopefully I'll be able to get some of them done. Hey, little buddy. Hey. There you go. He's like, where's Ryan? think Levi's a little whoop today. He didn't even get up to eat his biscuit here. Yeah. Thank you for tipping him though. But yeah, more or less, yeah. I basically, it takes me a little bit to do them because I've gotta edit them a little bit to get the timing right, and I also have to Photoshop like the cover images and everything for them, which I did for my main YouTube channel here. I did update my YouTube channel avatar and also the channel art on the main page. If you watch like on your TV, it shows you the full channel image. I spent a little bit of time on it, but it looks a lot better than it did before, at the very least. I'm actually tempted, with this tank, tempted to load up the premium APCR every single time for my first clip, just because the penetration, especially at long range, can be a little bit low for TD tier 10. Oh lord, unfortunately, we do not have anybody spotting here. Get ready for a phrase, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna regret this. But I'm doing it. Screw it. I see some of their mediums and yep. I definitely regret doing this now. Every single one of them penned me. 268 looks like it penned me right on the weak spot at long range. The Sheridan with HE, and yep, Foch with the premium to top it off. I'm just surprised that they didn't get spotted. Oh well, I knew that was a bad idea. I did it anyway. But let's do it again. $70 HP. I still got it. And yet I have there's one shot. The Sheridan's definitely gonna come rolling in here to try to take me out, but I wasn't about to just sit in the back there and whoopsie daisy. Ooh, at least I killed a bad chat. And I'm dead now. But yeah. Alright. You're saving up. I've had to do that before, Randall. When he hurt his leg once. Alright, let me so I want to try to stick at tier 10 mainly for to see if I can get a 30v30 for this stream. It's just kind of running out of tanks that have gotten changed significantly. It's like there's Object 140 with the turret armor, but like I might be in a minority to say it's not that big of a change, but the amount of times you get penned on the turret area, it's more than the T62A, but I don't think it changes the tank as much as people make it out to be. It mainly hurts honestly players that know they can overmatch the turret on the 140 or used to be able to. It hurts them the most. So yeah, the Sheridan, I knew he was gonna come in with the HE rounds, but yeah, either I was gonna push out there or I was just gonna basically camp in the back and wait for them, and especially with the amount of time I have left, I don't want to get sit there. I did as much or no, I basically blew through my patience playing World of Warships. I'll just say that. You know, I like World of Tanks because it's fast paced, and you know, there's a little bit of, you know, patience involved here or there, but for the most part, you're always doing something. They have a lot of mediums. They got spotted, but I'm still just gonna go for it here. Party's my main concern. Trying to prevent them from just flooding the field right from the get-go. Got one guy over there. Yeah, I gotta pull back since I was trying to block them from getting down in that area, but we actually have too many people in the field now, in my opinion. So I'm gonna pop over and try to help out with that hole that we have open there. They get a little bit of spotting damage, 1300 though. But yeah, that's the way I treat Wordle Warships is occasionally, you know, it can be fun hopping in for, you know, like a battle or two, but, you know, if I had to pick most days, I'd rather hop into World of Tanks and get like 3 battles done in the span of one World of Warships average battle. Oh, why'd you guys... Like, the M48 got an armor buff, but not as much as, I guess those people thought it did. The pancake tank here, and we have a 263 with a PCR sitting way back there. Awesome. We get an already shot? Probably not. I asked for it. I didn't specify whether it would be my team or the enemy team, so I guess I had that coming. I had that coming to me. Hello, Shaggy. Nice to see you. I got myself into that. With how they're set up, I got spotted by somebody. I think I can. Yep, I was about to say, I was concerned about if there was a lot of people back in this area, and it bounced. Get a little bit of help here, somebody behind me. I'm not safe on my backside. Comes. That was kind of fun. His team didn't come to help him fast enough. Ah. Bring it down a little bit. Got a Fosh B. Ah, crap. Yeah, I just really screwed up there. Doesn't help that I'm getting itchy. Yeah, the 263, it's just still not weak enough to pen at that range with APCR reliably. That's why I guess swapped over to Heat. Right, he's a goner. Fortunately, I popped in there a second too early and I got spotted. Oof. Nice try, Bat Chat. Well, yeah, they've changed its crew skills. Yeah, in World Warships. Yeah, if you haven't done that, it would take quite some time. That worked out. Let's say I was banking on the Foch B not being pointing my direction. This is another scenario where, yeah, I'm better off the cap. I'm one-shottable. They literally, yeah, well, the 261 has to get lucky to hit me. But trying to find somewhere I can. Oh god, this guy, he's gonna make it over. Yep, I'm gonna die. And I bounced off his turret, of course. But yeah, if we just cap, there's no way for us to lose. Decent match though, 1700 damage, 1400 block, 2500 assist damage. So already didn't run, you know, it's very difficult for. Yeah, we won Fisherman's Bay. Awesome. I'm glad I did what I did. You know, it's really hard for Artie to use its engine, so let's see. Why don't I pop back into this guy again? Yeah, I might, you know, if I get another match in here before the end of the stream, might pop into an SPG. See, this is the thing. The 30v30, like, I'm trying to get in a match because I know quite a few of you guys asked if I got into one yet, and I haven't during the stream here. I still, even though they kind of need to mix it into the random battle queue, or else not enough people would be able to fill out a whole queue of its own. I feel like, though, you know, you have a lot of people wanting to get it, and they're gonna get frustrated not seeing it as often as it's gonna pop up. Because if you think about, you know, not everyone has encounter and assault enabled. The amount of times you actually get those battles, I'd say, is about, you know, not to say it's like 5%, but it's actually pretty low, lower than you might imagine. And you know, 30v30s, oh, who knows the exact chance of you getting one on an individual level, but it is much lower than some people might like. It's not going to be like 50-50, and I have a feeling Wargaming will tweak it a little bit because you're going to have a lot of frustrated people. But I know why they don't want to, you know, just say like, have every single battle be it, because it would throw off matchmaking and also a few other things. But I was expecting to at least spot a couple things here because my view range is pretty good, but I just hope my team does not lose where that 30B is, though. Well, the AMX 30 and specifically the 30B, that thing, it doesn't have a lot of penetration anymore. Like the max pen on its premium round is 300 millimeters, but damn does that thing have a killer amount of DPM and got good turret armor now. It's a really interesting medium, honestly. I don't know what that strobe's doing, but it's basically got the DPM of the Russian medium tanks, and you know, they have 320 alpha, whereas the AMX 30B is 390, and it's just, it's definitely an interesting tank. I don't know whether or not, it's definitely not going to be, I think, popular among like competitive play and stuff, just because of the lack of pen, but it's definitely going to be a interesting tank to come across. And that's where, like, people complaining about balancing, I do it a lot at times. You know, this patch they actually did a decent job. Not perfect, but Pretty good. Lord. Okay, you stopped. I get that IS-7's a little bit scary, but oh. Yep, now we got a problem of around it by a couple sides here. I've got to duck into here, hopefully before I get shot, but now we have too many people in the south, and yeah, I should have just stayed where I was at. Oh my god, I was trying to help the mouse out and not having too much luck with this Type 5. Had I landed my 2 shots, he would be at like 100 HP right now. But yeah, I've been grinding the Batchat 12T for the AMX 30s. 5.5 is gonna drop down on me, I think. This is gonna go bad. Oh Lord. Somebody help! He's got heat loaded too. He's got one more shot on me, but yeah, I got a bunch of tanks behind me. At least we should win this. Alright, so I'm gonna hop into one more battle here, and that's gonna be it. I thought about playing an SVG, but I'm gonna hop, I'm just gonna hop into something different here. Why don't I hop into the new Foch again? And that's gonna be it. Tomorrow, stream 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Which I will say, it's very unlikely, but Ryan works tonight, so I may or may not be able to stream tonight, but I probably won't be, just because I've got quite a few things I need to do today since it rained all yesterday. I probably won't get time, but there's at least a possibility of it happening. I actually want to go this way. What was that noise? I was gonna say, we went to AT&T yesterday, and I swapped my phone over. Still setting everything up, but hey Graham, thanks for watching. Which, since this is the last battle, hopefully I don't get shot here. Trying to set up a quick giveaway. Just every time I have to type in there we go, exclamation point raffle to join. I gotta type in the amount of coins and the duration of it. It resets after each one. And I also have to select who I want to win. Just kidding. Oh my god, yep. I'm definitely not feeling pushing out right on him right at this moment. Now that I got a OHO behind me set up. Hello Cookie, nice to see you. Hope all is well. Don't go left. Hey, you didn't have your chance, M4. I'm gonna take a gamble here. I still got 2 shells. That worked out. Yeah, it's been a little bit. Let's see a second best too. Yeah, not sound mean, but if you're dumb enough to literally sit out in the open, yeah. Which Trob's Monkey's on my team. I know he streams. Wonder if he's the Fosh B camping in the base or the one actually up in the fight. Come on. Depression. Yep, run away, IS-3. Sorry, but you're not that fast. Alright, let's keep the pressure on here. That side bounce there, that would have penned me before the armor buff. Good easy. Not sure if I can actually get him with a standard. That's gonna be a... Thank you. Thank you for making that decision for me. This is gonna be my last battle though. Ryan has to work in a bit, so can't go too much past 12 here. This is usually like her day off to where we at least have like an afternoon to do stuff, but not this week. Really. Like the third time this stream that I've bounced off of E4 on the side of its turret. What the hell, I'll pull out here. But anyway, about 30 seconds left on the raffle. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Pretty nice match here at the end. Almost 4,000 damage. Master Badge 3rd class. Yeah, not that bad of a battle. I outplayed every other Fosh B, but outside of theirs on their team. I think he was the last one left alive, I believe. But congratulations, Leith, on winning. Lost quite a bit of credits. This thing's expensive if you use premium rounds, which in a way, you know, it's kind of needed. I pointed it out earlier in the stream. But looking at the two different guns, the Fosh 155 and the new Fosh B, you know, 257 for pen, which is the lowest amount of, you know, it's the lowest TD pen at tier 10, compared to it used to be 293. Premium round 325, and then 395 for the 155. So it's just something to keep in mind. And lastly, pointing out, you know, I do think these two mediums are pretty good now. You know, whereas before they weren't bad, but they lacked a little bit of like flair. Basically, you know, you have 248 millimeters of pen on the tier 9, and specifically the tier 10. It's very low for the AMX 30B now, and then 300 for the premium. So it's one of those things where that'll be interesting, but the DPM on this thing is it's pretty crazy. If I can just do this really quick, because I'm actually kind of interested to see this. I just gotta set up equipment on the 30B and also some, I'll just off. What the hell? I just gotta equip it up like my M48 is. So the difference, actually, I actually changed my mind. Looking at the M48 compared to the 30B, the DPM difference isn't that as much as I thought. 235 for basically the same crew skills and all that. Yeah, I stand corrected. M48 patent, go with that. Doesn't mean the 30B's bad, but hey, the M48 patent, yeah. I thought the 30B DPM wise was a little bit higher than that. So let me add object 430 into the mix here. I thought it was a little bit higher, basically where it basically has the same DPM as the Russian mediums, but with the M48 not that far behind and having better penetration and other things. Yeah. But anyway, thanks again for watching the stream. Congratulations, Leith, on winning. I don't run vents on my mediums. I do optics. But thanks again for watching, guys. Thank you very much for the tips too, Labobo. Have a nice day. See you guys tomorrow if you pop in during the stream. Have a good one.